Can you all see the questions on the screen?
Yeah.
Can. All right, let's start with this. Can you go through the question, please? In auditor's flowchart for client's accounting system, the diagrammatic representative flowcharts are diagrammatic representations. The auditor's assessment of what? It's D, yeah? Auditor's understanding of the system. So you flowchart it, and the flowchart will contain the processes, whether it's manual or automated, the documents generated from the processes, who is doing what. So it will document the understanding. And based on that flowchart, you can identify weaknesses and, assessing the control environment's effectiveness. Sometimes it's difficult to do it just by drawing the flowchart. So critical evaluation of the flowchart, assessment of the risks of material misstatement, you can't do that through. Yeah, flow charting helps in that also in external audits when you do financial statement reviews. Uh, you flow chart to get an understanding of the internal controls in certain areas. So if the controls are weak, let's say in inventory, the controls over receiving goods or issuing goods is weak, then the risk of material misstatement, financial statements in inventory and the current assets is higher. The risk of material misstatement is high when controls are weak, right? Let's look at the next one. Of the following, which is the most efficient source for an auditor to use to evaluate a company's overall control system? Most efficient. Tricky one. Most efficient source for us to evaluate the company's overall control system. Is it control flow charts or is it SOPs? What do you think is the answer? Any guesses? Control flow charts. Yeah, flow charts are the best way. Can you look at the answer here? Can you read the answer? All right. Next one, number 3. A. Let's give a sequence of activities and decisions. Yes. Yes. Fourth one. The diamond shaped symbol is what? We have various symbols. No, you have to have some idea what these symbols mean in flow charting. So when you see the diamond symbol, like, with four corners, what is that? Is it C? Is it C? Hmm. Any other answers? Never took a cough. C. Yeah. Can you read the answer, please? In documenting the procedure used by several interacting departments, the interlighter will most likely use what? Yeah, horizontal. In a horizontal flowchart, what happens is it's in columnar form. The various departments are in each column. So processes cut across various departments. So, sixth one. A. Cylindrical symbol. It, A. Yeah, it's a hard drive or the digital medium. So where the data resides eventually in a process or data that is used in a process is also given in a flowchart. Cylinder is a hard drive. The following is a section of a flowchart for a payroll application. What is symbol X? What is symbol X? Document, yeah. The documents. Symbol X is an error report. Yes, error report is a document. So if you look at this, it's something coming out of a process. Can I see? Something coming out of, so it's a report, more reports. The batched time cards also are given above. Can you see? Same symbol more or less. Here at the end, time get a validation of payroll data. Eventually, what comes out is the report. That's what you have to remember. So you have to know. That symbol is for document. It can be even a card because a card is also a document, time card. But here it's at the end. The output. Can you see? It's an output. The time card, they are inputs. Number 8. Question number 8. An advantage of using system flow charts. What are system flow charts? Are they uh, horizontal flow charts here? System flow charts or horizontal flow charts, not the normal vertical one. Huh? Let's go back to the question. System flow charts. Instead of questionnaires, is that system flow charts? What do you think? It be. Yes. With AC and D cannot be done through flow charts. I mean, they are useful, but identify internal control deficiencies, yes, you can identify. But here what they mean is that whether it's operating effectively or not cannot be done through a flowchart. You will test transactions, test the controls. Question number 9. What is the answer? Normal sequence of documents and operations on a well-prepared system flowchart. Sit from top to bottom, left to right, like A. Yeah, yeah. Question number 10. Which method of evaluating internal controls during the preliminary survey provides the internal with the best visual grasp of system? Before you start your fieldwork proper, you have to do this preliminary survey where you read the SOPs, you complete checklists, you draw up your flow charts. And once you finish all that preliminary survey, only you draw up your program and get on to the detailed substantive testing. So what is the answer you're giving here? C, matrix approach. A, flow charting. Yes, it's always flow charting. We don't have anything called a matrix approach in we call your syllabus. Level. Internalizers often flowchart a system and reference the flowchart narrative descriptions of certain. This is inappropriate. So you can't put everything in the flowchart. So you give references to narrative description. I mean, every control sometimes cannot be mapped or illustrated flowchart. T. And what is the answer? Yeah. Can you read the answer? Right. So, where are we now? Question number 12. Mhm. These. Yep. These. Hmm. Question number 13. Question number 13. In order to frequently uses flowcharts to determine whether there is satisfactory performance, sufficient but not authority to meet the inefficiency and lack of control. So what is the answer? Yeah, no. It's like it's like D to me also. Last one. A. Yeah. It's to identify areas where internal controls are weak, hence the risk of fraud is high. Shall we open up another set of questions? Right. Yeah. Shall we go through some of these questions? Can you slowly read the question? Hmm. An adequate system of internal controls is most likely to detect a fraud perpetrated by single employee. No, because wherever there is collusion, very difficult. Controls can be bypassed or rendered ineffective when two people get collude. Managers colluding is also single manager can do what you call management override. It's a huge risk. Can bypass controls. Managers colluding also is a problem. So it's collusion and management override. Right. Can you read this part? Right. Question number two. Can you go through question number two? Internal control should follow certain basic principles to achieve its objectives. One of these principles is the segregation of functions, segregation of duties. Which one of the following does not violate? So, three out of A, B, C, D violate segregation of duties. One doesn't. What's the answer? The department time clerk is given the undistributed period to mail to absent employees. CFO has authority to sign checks, but gives a signature block to the assistant CFO to run the check machine. Seems okay. The warehouse clerk who has the custodial. So this could be a problem, no? This violates, no? CFO has signatory powers, but he's giving his digital signature or whatever to somebody else. The warehouse clerk who has the custodial responsibility in the warehouse may authorize disposal of damaged goods. Yeah, so that is also a custodial issue. Can't be the custodian and authorize disposals. The sales manager has the responsibility to approve credit card and authority to write off account. That's a problem. It has to be D. Ooh, answer is A. What's the question again? Does not violate. Okay, so B and C clearly violate, right? So are they saying A does not violate? The CFO has authority to sign checks, but gives the signature block to the CFO to run the check machine. The card should have custody of assets, but should not authorize or record transaction. Because the assistant CFO reports to CFO. Delegating. Okay, right. What they're saying is, okay. So the mistake I made was that we did not know what the role of the assistant CFO is. Yeah. Assistant CFO is not recording transactions or anything like that. Department time clerk is given. Yeah, time clerk can't be given that. Dispute payroll checks also. All right. Think carefully. Yeah. Question number 3. Proper handling cash receipt transaction. Cash receipts. Bank reconciliations. No, this is not cash receipt transactions. Maybe B looks good. The employee who receives customer prepare the daily bank deposits in the receives mail receipts. Where's the daily bank deposits? So what do you think is the answer there? One employee issues B numbers for all cash collection. Another employee reconciles the daily total of bank deposits. Seems okay also. What do you think the answer is? Can we get a few guesses? The most effective preventive control. Prevent. Correct. Prevent. Bank reconciliation is a detective control. So this D might be preventive. Use predetermined hash totals. Control posting. So this is preventive or detective. The answer for this one. What is the answer? A is out. B or D. Receipt. What is the answer? So, can you read this? B. Options. Question number 4. Which of the following activities performed by a payroll clerk is a control weakness rather than a control strength? Ah, hmm. A or D? A, yeah. A is the show. And the payroll clerk with the signatures. Yeah, A. Payroll clerk is a record keeping person. No, you can't be having the authorizing powers also. Question number 5. Hiring employees and authorizing changes, preparing the payroll and filing tax return, signing and distributing. Yeah, would be a one. Signing and distributing. Preparing attendance data and preparing the payroll. That is incompatible. Attendance data accumulated by the timekeeping functions. Yeah. Preparing attendance data. Okay. And preparing the payroll. So the attendance recording system must be separately done, and then that information is transferred to the person with the no pays and the deductions and the leaves. Same person should not handle it. That's what they're saying. That makes sense. Preparing the payroll and filing the payroll tax forms. Okay. Hiring employees and other the person who hires only generally authorizes.
What
Signing
about
and
three? I mean, C.
yeah, see also ideally that also should be signing and distribute. Yeah, so if you look at the bank letters, they're signed by perhaps the CFO or the signatory, but the distribution is done by you won't. I mean, in this day and age, uh, you wouldn't find the payroll is prepared by HR and then the fund transfer letters could be signed off by on HR will sign off on the payrolls and then CFO might sign off on the figures, total figures with the payroll cost file, which has the breakup being sent to uh, the bank directly by payroll division. The finance does not actually see it. So here what it means is signing, assuming it's a check, signing the check, and distributing the check. Ideally that should be segregated, but anyway, it's not a major. Actually. If I sign someone's check, why should someone else distribute? But depends if it's a cash check or something like that. Yes, the person who gives it to the employee should be somebody else. If I authorize the check and it is encashed and the money is paid like in an estate, the distribution of pay packets should be done by somebody else.
Mm.
But here, today it's completely different. No, when you say distribution, you will just tell the bank to remit it to these accounts. And yeah, so ideally it should be segregated to some extent. Question number 7. B. Yeah. B.
So in that A also, they don't specifically mention like rotating how often, no, like within
Yeah.
the that is also confused.
Mm. Generally, in a payroll department, they hardly get rotated. They are specifically hired for the payroll division. They stay in the payroll division until they get, until they resign.
Mm.
There's some sort of rotation, but it doesn't happen that way usually. This paycheck distribution also is in a situation where today you don't distribute checks, no, it hardly. You inform banks and the bank. The payroll is prepared by HR, authorized by HR, and the payroll cast file is uploaded by HR to some Combank or People's Bank online intranet corporate banking, through a login, and then the funds may be approved by somebody else, the CFO, who will only know what the total is, and not the breakup. But in estates and all that, yes, there is an issue. Sometimes it's given in cash form. You know? In factories, sometimes, if it's in cash.
So if they issue like checks, what's the process? Who will issue the checks?
Yeah, so what they're saying is if I'm the CFO and I sign the checks, I should not be handing it over to the recipient.
Employees.
Yeah,
Okay.
I should give it to somebody else, maybe in HR or whatever. Somebody else in the department to do the disbursement part. Because yeah, so that way I wouldn't authorize and take a check.
Mm.
Because I'm not part of the disbursement, the physical handing over of the cash or the checks. Question number 11. Question number 11. On receipt of purchased goods, receiving department personnel match the quantity received with the packing slip quantity. The packing slip also comes in that is checked with the received quantity and mark the retail price on the goods based on a master price list. This packing slip is then forwarded to inventory control and goods automatically move to retail sales area. Most significant control strength of this activity is machine quantity received with the packing slip. These are highly, upon receipt of goods, receiving department match the quantity received with packing slip quantity. Okay. So you match the quantity received. So you count physically against the packing slip and mark the retail price on the goods. And mark the retail price on the goods based on a master price list. Okay. The annotated packing slip is then forwarded to inventory control and goods automatically move to the retail sales area. The most significant control strength of these activities. Definitely not D. Immediately pricing goods for retail sale, no. Matching quantity received with the packing slip.
These are wrong, no, because
Mhm.
they're checking against the, I mean, packing
Yeah,
slip is
yeah,
also received by the supplier
yeah,
itself, so
yeah,
no
yeah.
point. Yeah.
Same source, no?
Yeah.
Please, the matching the quantity received with a PO or something like that would have made more
Mm.
sense. So using a master price list for marking the sales price, that is like you have a sales price list and then you check to see whether the price on the item matches that, isn't it? And mark the retail price, yeah, on the goods based on a master. When you say mark the retail price on the goods based on a master, yeah, is the pricing done at that point? I don't know. Or is it checked against the price is already kind of labeled, affixed? Is it checked against the price list? So lot thinking to do, Anyway, A and D are completely out, so it leaves only B and C. Out of this, as you said, both packing slip will invariably tally with the quantity received. More than that, I think a PO GRN check or GRN versus invoice check might make more sense. That leaves C. Question number 12. What is the answer here? B. Yeah. Yeah. Can you read the answer there? Check question.
Hello? Hello?
14. What is the answer for 14? D. So these are very tricky ones. So combining the timekeeping function and the preparation of the payroll is not improper because the employer has no access to assets or to employee records. Only through collusion could an embezzlement be perpetrated. Signing of paychecks and custody of bank payroll checks. Yeah, that would be there. If I'm the CFO and I sign them and I have all the checks, but in practically it's the CFO who has it. Or it may be with an assistant, but anyway, keeping the blank checks and signing, having signing powers may mean that, it's not segregated. Preparation of paychecks and check distribution also, they always have an issue. No, they always say the preparing, the authorizing, the disbursing should be segregated. Approval of time cards and preparation of paychecks. Yeah, so approval of time cards is like approving OT forms and preparation of paychecks. There again, what they're saying is, yeah, the person who approve it. Otherwise, you can, approve any overtime and then or in and outs type and then process a paycheck for that. Timekeeping is the record keeping and preparation of payroll journals. Payroll journals would be a finance thing, not as long as that person is not involved in the payroll process. 17. Answer C. Requiring a specific mail clerk to list and restrictively endorse each chunk. Question number 19. Which of the following controls would help prevent overpaying a vendor? Canceling supporting document. So it's important to prevent a duplication. Requiring the check senders to mail to check directly to the vendor. So review the account and distribution for the expenditure. Review the account and distribution for the expenditure. Costs which GL account includes. Approving the purchase order from the vendor. Now we place a purchase order. No? Before ordering the vendor, yes, but that can happen to do with payment. No? Reviewing and canceling the support letter prevents paying a vendor twice. So it cancels the required document, they cannot be recycled. Yes. Securing the paid voucher file. Can you see? Once the payments are paid, you don't allow it to get into the hands of the accounts payable staff. They don't have access to the supporting documents. Question number 21. Answer to question number 21. What is the answer here? Question number A. Answer A. B. B. Read it carefully again because these sort of questions, you are going to get a lot of it. Be really, really careful. Following situations will cause an intellect to question the adequacy of controls over a purchasing function. B. Receiving reports are forwarded to purchasing, where they are matched the person sent to accounts payable. Purchasing and receiving should be organizationally independent. Moreover, comparing the purchase order and the receiving report should be the responsibility of a third person. Fraud perpetrated by a purchasing department could be concealed if he is the first to obtain the receiving report. Mm. Receiving reports are forwarded to purchasing when they are matched with purchase orders.
It doesn't
Yeah,
say that
so
it's done by one part, like
mm,
it's very because now answer says it should be done independently, but the
yeah. So what happens is a copy of the purchase order is sent by purchasing to the receiving department. It's the stores. So when the goods come, practically when the goods come, the invoice is sent in the lorry or wherever, and there might be a packing list and the goods. And the receiving people will check the number of goods received against the purchase order. So PO to invoice checking might be done there, packing checking is done there, and then the receiving report will be prepared. So once the receiving reports are prepared, then it should ideally be forwarded not to purchasing, but to, if everything is in order, should be forwarded to accounts payable. No? I don't know. Or receiving reports are forwarded to, I don't know what this third party is here. There will be a quality check done. There might be security officers who also observe the whole thing. But security officers may not necessarily count one by one, but they may observe the entry of the lorry, the gate passes, the unloading might be observed. Uh, so anyway, where they are matched with the purchase orders. No, no, purchasing. I don't think the purchasing department ever gets to see the receiving reports. They don't anyway. The PO receiving report cross check is not done by purchasing anyway. So I think on account of that, you can knock it off. So you don't go back to purchasing generally. But there are, I have seen companies where sometimes purchasing issues a kind of a certificate saying that everything was received. So it depends on the responsibilities again. Which of the following ensures that all inventory shipments are billed to customers? Yeah. About the billing. Yeah, so A looks like the best answer, no? It ensures that all deliveries or all shipments are invoiced. Question number 23. That's the answer here. Internal control is well designed. Two tasks should be performed that should be performed by different persons. C looks a little tricky. Usually accounts receivable and payables are not given, they are segregated. Recording of cash receipts and preparation of bank reconciliation is also a violation. Mhm. Because D is the bigger problem. Read the answer, please. Mm. Okay. Question number 25. What's the answer? B. A. A. Sales doesn't allow the require the crediting of accounts receivable. So the recording of unauthorized credit is one explanation for the discrepancy. If sales and cashes are properly recorded. Uh, credit memoranda being improperly recorded. The computer. The accounts receivable subsidiary account. The subledgers don't tally with the control account. The credit notes are not properly recorded. Sales returns. Those are credit notes, no? Even allowances are like provisions. Right? They are not put properly. The accounts, yeah. So either account can get, there could be a discrepancy. It can be the receivables or the GL, control account. Interesting question. Can you check question number 28? Oh, question number 28. What is the answer to this? A. Management is concerned with the potential for unauthorized changes in the which of the following is the proper structure to prevent the failure to maintain and authorizes all changes in the personnel records. Is it the payroll department or the HR department? Or should it be the personnel department authorizing the hiring and pay levels of all employees? Indeed. Yeah. The personnel department is the HR department. Payroll department is the department that pays salaries. So HR or personnel must authorize the changes to payroll rates. Payroll department is for record keeping. Can you see personnel department or HR department is responsible for authorizing and executing employee transactions. All right, close that.
So for the last one, should the departmental heads authorize as well?
Yeah, so it's on the recommendation of the departmental heads, no? For
Okay. You
example,
mean final says with the HR department?
no, HR department will have salary scales. The operational, let's say the head of sales, if it's a finance manager who is getting promoted to financial controller, someone will authorize that. No, it won't be the HR department. It will be the CEO, or there will be some appraisal, and then someone will decide that they have to get promoted.
Yeah.
So then the pay rates and all. So once the recommendation comes in from operations, who the head is, then HR will place him at the right salary scale. So so it's a discussion, but finally HR will approve, no? The HR head will approve the salary scale, and it will be HR that will give instructions to payroll that this person's new salary is this, new designation is this, effective date is this. It may be decided by other people, but HR will convey with the approval conveyed. CEO won't be able to tell the payroll division increase this person's salary. CEO also will have to go through the HR department. HR will give instructions. So when you say head of the department, the head has a say in a sense that any promotion or any increase, head usually has no say whether to give or not. But
So if a client wants to give an assignment to an audit firm to see if their pay scales are in line with the market salary scales, how would you do it?
how?
No, like if a client comes up with an assignment to see like if the pay scales within the organization is in line with the market salary scales, how can you do it? Like how the audit
Yeah, so
firm.
then, so if let's say Singer Finance comes to Ernst and Young and says we want to find out whether the salaries we are paying our staff are okay, then Ernst and Young will we try to do a salary survey, and for the salary survey they'll look at other finance companies also. They'll call Valuable Finance, LB Finance, Mahindra Finance, and then try to get into an agreement with all these parties and say we are doing a survey, why don't you take part in it? We will keep your salaries confidential and come out with a report, a benchmarking report, and then based on that report, that will be shared with all the participants. So, so that sort of thing has to be done, Salary, that's the official way to do it. The proper way to do it is that do a salary survey of other similar companies in the market, get into an agreement with them, get all the inputs for DGM, AGM, whatever the rates, get their salaries and the benefits and all that, then do a cross comparison and say and issue a report. And then they can benchmark and say these are the rates. It has to be approached in that sense.
Yeah, okay.
Unless, of course, you have data to payroll data and the salary scales of other finance companies and banks would do, but then confidentiality is a problem. No, you shouldn't ideally divulge that. You can't divulge it. So
But then for the assignment, like output, you'll have to give the basis and sources as well, no, to the client. So
you
then,
don't give, yeah. So if it's through a salary survey, if it's through a salary survey, then all the participants know from where the inputs are coming, what the sources are. It's a
mm,
participating organizations, right? So then it's there is credibility in the report that you're going to issue because you've got the inputs from market participants. But if you just give and say these are the rates, then the question is how do you find out whether these are the rates? What was your source? So unless
mm.
it's lawfully done, you will not be able to disclose, no?
Yeah, that's it. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Have we gone through these? Can you go through this question? Which of the following would minimize defects in finished goods caused by poor quality raw materials? Minimize defects. Required material specifications. Yeah. You have proper defined proper material specifications and share that with the suppliers, they will supply according to the specification. It's a good preventive control, right? Question number 3. B. D. Utility with a large investment in repair vehicles would most likely implement which internal control to reduce the risk of vehicle theft? May I maintain vehicles? Yeah. So that makes sense, no? Systematically account for all repair work orders won't protect the vehicles from theft. Insurance is not a preventive thing. Physical inventory vehicles, physically inventory, yeah, and reconcile. That is also important. For the secured location makes sense, no? C will help you to won't prevent, it will help you to identify if there is a theft or not, and someone has stolen by doing a count, it's like a cash count. 5. What is the answer? B. A system of internal control includes physical controls of access to and use of assets and records. Physical controls, no? Departure from the purposes of procedure is only store access to safe deposit but requires 2 officers. Yeah. Only storeroom personnel line suppers have access to the raw material storeroom. Mailroom compiles a list of checks received. Only salesperson. Storeroom personnel have custody of assets. Supervisor in charge of execution functions. To use supervisor access raw material stores is a violation. Okay. Okay. Storeroom people are the custodians. Supervisor should not be given access to that. When you say supervisor, not the storeroom supervisor, the line supervisor, the functional supervisor. You do just one more and then stop for the day. Management can best strengthen internal control over the custody of inventory stored in an off-site warehouse by implementing what? Best strengthen internal control over the custody of inventory stored in off-site. You have off-site or third-party location. Indeed. C. A detective control that will reveal or negate any discrepancies between inventory costs and actual inventory is needed. So periodic counts. That's what they're saying. Insurance is always it's a remedial measure, no? Reconciliation of transfer slips to and from the warehouse with inventory records. It also seems okay, but it's accounts. Regular reconciliation of physical and accounting record. Regular confirmation might not in itself be the best. Maybe the best. If you ask them, they'll just say this is the balance, but then again, nothing like account. Question number 14. B. C. A control likely is likely to prevent purchasing agents from a supply bias. So, requiring management's review of a monthly report. No management review will be detective. That is out. Requiring buyers to adhere to detailed material specifications. But that does not mean that this is about supply bias. Rotating buyer assignments periodically. That means giving each supplier, you rotate them. Otherwise, what happens is every time one supplier is given, you say you rotate. Monitoring the number of orders placed by each buyer. So that is also okay. But here, monitoring the numbers of orders, this is also not going to prevent. The risk of favoritism is increased when the buyers have long-term relationships. Periodic rotation of buyer assignments will limit the opportunity for favoritism. So it
But
could
you
be
can't
rotating.
say
Yeah, go
that
ahead.
no, there are some suppliers like I mean for certain items there's only one supplier. You
Yeah. Single sourcing is a problem. So when there's
yeah.
single sourcing, then of course there is nothing, no
I
supply
mean,
bias there. You have no
if
choice.
there is actual, I mean, if they're being actually evaluated properly, I think buying from the same supply is also fine. You don't have to like necessarily rotate, no, because
Yeah.
then
Yeah, you can't rotate also not to some extent because what happens is if they are supplying the at the same quality, same price, then of course you can rotate. There's no you can
uh,
give equal even. But then as you know, some suppliers give better rates. There are
it
different.
depends on the evaluation.
Yeah, yeah. So here what they are saying is yeah, periodical if you have proper periodical evaluations and then do a supplier selection based on the proper evaluation, then you can eliminate bias. Question number 17. The internal audit is reviewing the organization's policy regarding investments in financial derivatives. The auditor normally expects to find all of the following in the policy except a statement indicating whether derivatives are to be used for hedging or speculative purposes, a specific authorization limit. Yes. A specific limit on the amount authorized for any single trader. Okay. Trader-based limits. Hmm. A statement requiring board review of each transaction. You can't have a board review of each transaction. It's not possible. The last question. Rental car agency's fleet maintenance division uses a different code for each type of inventory transaction. Daily summary report lists activities by part and transaction code. The report is reconciled by the parts room supervisor to the daily request forms. It's forwarded to the fleet manager for approval. The reconciliation of the summary report to the day's material request forms verifies that all approved provide documents as to whether material is available for a specific transaction. All material request forms are entered. All parts ensures accurate the company the data input. What is the answer? The daily summary report lists activity by part and transaction code. Report is reconciled by parts from the day material acquisition forms. You have the material acquisition forms, which is reconciled with the summary report, which is the part number and all. A.
I think it's D. And
Yeah, not confirm the honorable entered for all parts. Police activity by part number and transaction code. So each transaction, what are the part numbers used? If the report is reconciled by parts room supervisor with the material requisite, right?
operational, it would be B.
A is also,
A is also correct.
yeah, it's all same. Okay. Then for the all material request from the entered for all parts issued. Ensure the accurate data input. Activity part number. The report is reconciled by the parts room but to the material requisition forms. Yeah, okay. So what happens is everything on the material request forms should tally with all the part numbers, the transaction codes, summary report. No?
I think it's B.
So it's D. Reconciliation is an input control. Verify that data entry is accurate and complete. The parts requested should be consistent with the parts used in the maintenance activities. Unexplained way should be investigated. So the parts division issues parts and then transaction wise, and then they prepare a summary report and then they check to see whether all the parts issued have been requested. So the question does not talk about an approval. Provides request whether material is available for a specific transaction, not really. A and B. Confirm that all material requests entered for all parts issued. Partially, I suppose. You can check that also for all activities, whatever parts issued is there, a material request form. Entered for parts issued. Could be. Use accurate, so I don't know. I lean more towards C and D. Ensure the accurate complete the data input. Yeah. All right. So with that, we will stop. I think we have gone through about 100 questions. Have you all gone through the database? Have you logged into the database? Because there are so many questions there. I hope you all have. So there, you all have about 2 months left now. So make maximum use and try to sit for the first part at least.
Database as in?
Huh?
Database as in?
No, the academy has a database of questions which you
The
can.
questions they give under each section. No?
Yeah.
I,
So, but online also you can access it, I think. They have the facility. Yeah, from home you can access it and practice questions, do practice questions. So try and
yes. Yeah.
try to do those questions so that you have 2 months left now. If there's anything, you can put it on the WhatsApp group. I'm always available. All right, thank you and all the best. Just let me know if you all have any questions or any answers to any questions. Just put it on the group, or you can WhatsApp me anytime, even individually. All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you. Bye.